So, without further ado, as tradition demands, we will ask you what brings you here this afternoon.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, eminent members of Codeo. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us audience for us to present our petition as has been already submitted to the President of the country. But we want you to take cognizance of that, and I'm going to hand over to my chief whip to tell you exactly what is in this petition, and I am also requesting that I'm taking this opportunity to also apologize for being a little late for this, but due to no unforeseen circumstances, we could not be able to meet the time as has requested. So I'm going to call on the chief whip, which is Honorable Anadombre, to do the delivery.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Deputy Leader.
Yeah.
Members of the board of Codeo, we greet you and we bring you good greetings from the mighty, or your mighty minority in Parliament.
Yeah.
So we gave you heads up on why we intended to come here. And we have already been to the presidency. We've also been to the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps. But in the scheme of things, we know how important Codeo is, especially in our fourth Republican Constitution. Your contribution, significant contribution to our democracy is not in doubt. And so, on the matter in issue, we find it prudent that whilst we reach out to civil society and all parties who are relevant, we should be here. The summary of our petition borders on two important subject matters. The first one has to do with the creeping violence into our electoral violence into our body politics. And the second one has to be with the galamsey. We concede that the Ablekumanov 19 rerun polling stations is not the first time we recorded violence, especially with the fourth Republican Constitution in wake. However, we also believe that as a people and as a fledgling democracy, we can't ever be relapsing into the past. We have to get progressive and make meaningful progress in building our democracy. So those who say that, well, it is happening before, it is happening here, it is happening there, it's not a tenable reason. It's not a tenable reason, and we don't accept that at all. We think that we must get progressive and we must move on as a developing democracy. We are also upbeat because elections is part of democracy. Unfortunately, we got one of our members passed on, and per constitutional imperative, we will have to go for a by-election. From what we are picking, the intelligence we are picking, it appears if measures are not taken, we are going to experience many folds of what happened, the unfortunate occurrence that occurred at Ablekuma. We have issued statement, we have spoken in Parliament, we are threatened by the loud silence of His Excellency the President. Ever since the matter happened, the presidency has not issued a formal statement, to the best of our knowledge. The president himself has not even coughed about it. This is threatening, it is worrying. Clearly, it's emboldening those who were engaged in the violence. The perpetrators of the violence are sadly being emboldened. And CDD is a huge player when it comes to democratic tenets, supporting and fomenting our democracy as a country. Codeo, yes, Codeo. And with Galamsey, the evidence is all over. Now, even on highways at risks, foodstuff from farms, heavy metals are being discovered in foodstuff from farms. We are reliably informed. The backyard of the president's hometown, Bole Bambwe, Galamsey is being perpetuated with ugly impunity. Ugly impunity. If you look at the SDGs goals, the interrelated function of Galamsey on food security, land conservation, water conservation, we must rise. Because the concern and the substrata concern of food security is important. Because without the land, we can plant. And Ghana is an agrarian country. We are here to appeal to you. You know how persuasive your interventions has been over the years. We have presented a petition to the presidency, and we have brought a copy to you as an important player, hoping that if it is the case that the concern has consistently and repeatedly been coming from the minority, and therefore it is seen as partisan, we wish you take time and go through this petition.
I want to hear their voice. I want to hear their voice.
And we are expectant and hopeful that you will put in a word. We have taken the trouble to put the footages, the video footage of the violence that occurred at Ablekuma on the pen drive for your perusal. This is a civil approach. We are not resorting to any violent antics. We are coming via a petition, and we are confident that you will act in your wisdom to help foment our democracy. It is all we have.
An address.
We are grateful.
Right. Thank you very much. You will also observe that currently we have very small number of women in parliament.
I want to present it.
So after the presentation, we are going to call one of our women to also speak on this particular issue. But we'll do the presentation first. Yes, okay.
Minority Chief Whip, we thank you for your visit to Codeo. Codeo, as Ghanaians know it, is a coalition of domestic election observers. And therefore, we are a broad-based organization, member organization, covering most of the major bodies in this country in the civil society space. And so coming to us, we are grateful for giving us this. We'll read it and study it and act. But as you may know, or as you rightly observed yourself, We are always there to ensure that there's peace and democracy, fairness, equity in our country. We did not officially take part in observing the election, the 19th. But we saw what happened. And Codeo issued a statement condemning the violence we saw and the inaction of the police, and hoping and praying that one of these days, Ghana will come to the point where we've been lauded for having good elections. But we think we should come to a point where it becomes a strictly civil society activity. You go to some countries, nobody calls the police, nobody calls the army. Sometimes it's because a normal thing that people go and vote and go back home. So if we keep lauding ourselves that we are the epitome of democracy and this is what we see, definitely we as Codeo are not happy about it. And we'll keep challenging ourselves and encouraging all Ghanaians that let's come to the point where we are not rubbing shoulders with where somebody does more violence than the other, but that there's peace, justice, equity, and fairness, because that's what we want our country to develop. And no country develops by maiming its citizens and being afraid of a normal civil society thing. So we have received your petition, we'll look at it. You touch on the issue of Galamsey, which is of concern to all of us because we are all at risk. We are not here to say much, but just to say we have received it. We are also Ghanaians, we see what is going around. But having received your document, we'll study it and see how we can all work for a better country that we desire. Thank you very much for coming. And we as Codeo, thank you and wish that Ghana will be a better country that we all seek, to the glory of Ghana for our future and our future generations. Thank you very much.